Am I the asshole for suggesting he check our country's laws? I, 39F, have a roommate, 36M, who is big into a few social media influencers and vloggers. Last night he announced that due to the First Amendment, we're not American, he could walk into a government building, start recording and say, "You want me to stop recording, move me to the front of the line." Now I know that our laws are similar to the US, but there are distinct differences that can be very subtle. As an example, if you own a firearm here, you need to keep them unloaded and locked in a safe. Keep the ammunition in a separate safe, also locked and not with a key with a numeric code. That's one example of the differences between us and the US. So with that in mind, I suggested, you might want to double check that's legal here. He started going off calling me a stupid liberal K-name and told me that I'll end up on one of the vlogs he watches one day for being a K-name. I looked at him and asked, I'm a K-name for suggesting you fact-check what you see in videos to make sure it applies to our laws. You're too stupid to understand any of this, he continued. I put my headphones on, realizing he was probably intoxicated and not wanting to continue the argument. He kept raising his voice, hitting his fist against the table, and started yelling about how his girlfriend, who was trying to calm him down, and let him know I was trying to look out for him. He kept going off about how she's always siding against him. To be fair, she does side with me sometimes, and sometimes with him, but how she addresses things and how he addresses things, I tend to understand her side easier than his. He thinks he can just say no because I say no, and that's that. 1. He's not my parent. 2. I'm not a child. 3. Even my dad didn't talk down to me like that, my mom did, and I've been no contact with her for about 14 years now. He kept going on, the dogs got scared and hid from him. I've been battling with some kind of bug/chest infection, so I didn't have the volume or lung capacity to match or best his yelling, or even try to, but any time I tried to talk calmly he'd yell over me, called me names, etc. So Reddit, am I the asshole for suggesting he check our country's laws before he tries recording in a government building? Not the asshole, but what you should probably check is your rental agreement. Don't argue with stupid. You'll never win. Not the asshole, but you should probably find another living situation. He's physically trying to intimidate you by hitting his fist on the table. Add alcohol into that behavior, and you've got a great recipe for future violent responses when you irritate him. You need a new living situation. Get out of there. Not the asshole. Am I the asshole for not inviting one person from the office to the holiday party? I own a small business of 6 people, including myself. When I rented out my space, someone, Sarah, already had an office in the space. I just rented out everything around her to build my business. Over the last 2 years since moving in, we've gotten to know this person, and we've become friendly. We've invited her out to dinner a few times. She's invited us to a birthday party. We know each other's as families. It's been very kind and cordial, and we enjoy her company despite her not working for me. We work in the same field, so we have a lot of overlap, and often we all find ourselves hanging out in an office just to vent, catch up, stuff like that. She'll help celebrate birthdays by bringing in cakes and cookies for people, or sometimes she just does it for no reason, which is also very sweet. A few weeks ago, I took the office out to dinner for the holidays, but I did not invite Sarah. She isn't my employee, so I didn't think to invite her to the company holiday party. We were talking about it at work, and I'm assuming she must have overheard or something. Since we came back from that weekend we had the party, and we were talking about it, I noticed she's been a bit more withdrawn. She hasn't come out of her office much, hasn't brought in treats, just not hanging around us as much. I'm wondering if it's related to her not being invited to the party, since that's when it seems to have started. Am I the asshole for not inviting someone who doesn't work for us to my holiday party? You are the asshole based on your entire preamble. Strictly speaking, you are not obliged, but it seems y'all are integrated enough that inviting her was the socially proper thing to do. You didn't need to invite her, but it would have been the polite thing given the circumstances, and now she probably feels left out. It's a lot easier to co-work near people you have good relations with, and this would have been a good gesture. You are the asshole. You have said she has been there like a friend. It was very rude not to extend the invite. She has every right to not be nice now and bring in treats for you. Why should she put time and effort in if you're not? You owe this woman an apology. Am I the asshole for not letting a friend throw her birthday party at my house? My husband and I are in our 20s, and we own our house. For the last couple years, our place has kind of become the party house for our friend group. We host birthdays, Halloween, New Year's, etc. The party started small, but now they're usually like 25 to 30 people. We enjoy it, but it's honestly a lot of work. We have to lock our cats away, send our dogs to my grandma's, buy food and drinks, decorate, and clean everything up after. Most of that falls on me and my husband. This year has been really stressful because we both run our own businesses, and I'm also in school. We decided we weren't going to host any parties until summer. My best friend recently asked if she could do a small Galentine's party at my house because her parents wouldn't let her host. She promised she'd handle food, decorations, and cleanup, and I trust her because she always helps at my parties. It's only about 15 people, so I said yes. A few days later, another girl in our friend group, who I'm not very close with, texted asking if she could have her birthday party at my house. I found out later she also wanted to do a St. Patrick's Day party there, and assumed I'd say yes, because I said yes to my best friend. The issue is that she's extremely unreliable. She's always hours late, doesn't help with setup or cleanup, and usually doesn't have money for food or drinks. I honestly feel like if I said yes, it would turn into me and my husband hosting and paying for everything, which is exactly what we said we weren't going to do. I told her no, and now I feel awkward because I let my best friend use my house, but not her. Am I the asshole for saying no? It's your house. You can say yes/no to whomever you want, and don't owe anyone a reason. Polish up that spine, and don't wind up as a doormat. Not the asshole. Play up the fact that it's your best friend who asked for the Galentine's party, and the fact that she asked first. Hubby and I only have the bandwidth for the one party we already agreed to do. In your own words, of course. Your best friend has proven she can be trusted. Other girl has proven she can't. Not the asshole. Would I be the asshole if I moved to my dad because I have to share a room with my sister? I, 17 female, am thinking about moving to my dad's. 2 currently live with my mom, stepdad, and sister, 23 female, in a 4-bedroom house where we rent 2 bedrooms and the other 2 are unoccupied. My mom can't afford to rent another room for me and my sis to have our own. My sister recently moved back in because she is pregnant and the commute from where she used to live before is very long. So we are now sharing a very small room. I understand that she has nowhere also to go, but it is also very inconvenient. I have my A-level exams this year, and I normally stay up late studying, doing homework or talking with friends, etc., but because she is here, I can't do that because she has work the next morning. She also snores very loudly, which keeps me up at night, and is very irritable, which is probably because she is pregnant, so I try not to hold it against her, but it gets to a point. I have been spending a few afternoons a week by my dad recently, and I have been considering living by him. He hasn't always been present, and he is also a frequent drinker and smoker, so that is a problem. But when I am by him, he mostly just lets me do my thing. Even though his apartment is small, I would have my own room and privacy. I just am not sure what to do because I can't talk to my mom about it, because she gets upset unprovoked when I bring up problems with my sister being in my room. I haven't made up my mid yet, but I am seriously considering it. Your sister is working. SHE should be paying to rent another bedroom. Where does everyone think that the baby is going to sleep once it is born? Are they going to expect you to share a room with your sister and her baby? Not the asshole. Move out before they make you take care of your sister baby. Because obviously he's going to sleep in your room too. Info. What are you expected to do when the baby comes? Still share the same room at your mom's?